This is a WWN Publishing Group recording. Copyright 2017, all rights reserved. This is an abridged version of Hot Georgia Rein by Martha Sweeney to make the story appropriate for all listeners on YouTube. Read to you by the author. If you want to read the complete story, you can find the ebook or paperback online. Links are provided below in the description. Chapter 28, Henry. Fuck this, I huff under my breath as my feet move quickly along the pavement. I barely notice the people around me, moving like a rushing river through the streets as the burning fire in my chest consumes me. My heart breaks more than I ever thought possible. How could Ivy tell me we'd be together when she's already got a family? How could she hurt me like that? I know I've been a dick about shit in the past, but she could have been honest with me. We used to be able to talk about everything. Okay, Ivy used to tell me everything. Why didn't she tell me she was in a relationship and had a son? I knew he was her kid the second I laid my eyes on him. I could see the love in her eyes. I just couldn't see how she'd been lying to me since she came back. Ivy looked scared as if she had seen a ghost when her eyes found me. Was she afraid that I'd finally found out the truth? Why the hell hadn't Grady warned me? Has she been lying to her family as well? I take out my phone and call the most recent number. "Hey, man," Grady greets. "Are you two—" "What the fuck, man?" I shout. "What?" Grady asks. "Don't what me," I command. "Huh?" Grady replies. "How could you not fucking tell me?" I bark. "What the fuck are you talking about?" Grady returns. "Ivy's with someone, and they have a kid," I shout. "How could you not tell me all of this?" "Yes, Ivy has a kid," Grady confirms. "What the fuck?" I huff as rage burns through my skin. "It wasn't my place to say anything," Grady claims. "You're my friend," I remind heatedly. "She's my sister," Grady counters. "You still should have fucking told me," I push. "Do you care if she has a kid?" Grady asks oddly. "The kid didn't bother me," I inform. "It was that fucker sitting next to her, touching her as if they're the perfect little family. That should have been my family." "You are a family," Grady states. "Bullshit," I retort. Grady pauses for a few seconds as I try to collect myself. "Ivy's not in a relationship with anyone but you," he claims. I snort. "She and I aren't in a relationship." "I thought you were," Grady states. "Well, that's changed, considering she's got a kid with another man and is with that fucker," I declare. "Why?" Grady returns angrily. "Just because she had a fucking kid? My nephew is fucking awesome, and if you—" "Yes," I interrupt. "Why the fuck haven't you, her, or your parents told me she had a kid?" "Because it was Ivy's secret to share with you," Grady claims. "It changes everything," I say. "She's happy with that fucker I saw her with and the kid. Oh, and Cece didn't look ill at all to have gone to the hospital, so I'm guessing that was another fucking lie." "Cece was in the hospital," Grady returns, "but she was there because of my nephew." "What are you talking about?" I check. "He's the reason why Ivy left suddenly," Grady claims. "He had a fever and Cece freaked out while she was babysitting him. She doesn't have kids of her own and he's never been sick before." "So why didn't his father take him?" I press. Grady chuckles. "You're a fucking idiot." "When I get home, you're gonna get your face punched in if I ever see you," I declare. "Consider yourself fired, too." "Who do you think is his father?" Grady searches. "That tall fucker," I huff with irritation. "The one who with dirty blonde hair who had his shoes off and looked really comfortable on the couch with Ivy and the kid." Grady laughs and my blood boils more. "You're a fucking idiot," he repeats. "Stop calling me that," I direct. "That was most likely Drew with Ivy," Grady says, "and he and Ivy are definitely not dating." "How do you know?" I quip. "They look pretty cozy on the fucking couch." "Because," Grady chuckles, "he's gay." "Bullshit," I reply. "He's the one that I briefly met a few times when up visiting and who Ivy wants to officially introduce me to for a possible date, you stupid fuck," Grady says. "He's not gay," I argue. "How did you deduce that fact?" Grady asks. "I only know one man that Ivy lets see her son, and that's Drew. No other guy." "Why? Because she's whoring around?" I jab. "No, because she doesn't want him getting confused with who his real father is, you fucktwad," Grady replies. "Who the fuck is his real father then?" I press. "You," Grady returns. My feet stop moving and my shoulders keep getting bumped by people who are trying to pass by me. "Bullshit." "Do the math," Grady instructs. "Other than when Ivy came back for Juliana's funeral, when was the last time you two fucked?" I shift to the edge of the road, propping myself up against a parked car. "Stop fucking with me," I direct. "I'm not," Grady insists. "Why do you think Ivy stopped coming home aside from the fact that she couldn't watch you marry Juliana?" "That would—" I stutter. "That would make him, what, 2.5, Grady states. "Did you even get a look at him? You didn't see how he fucking looks like you?" My heart lodges in my throat.
Why didn't she tell me? You were about to marry another woman, Grady reminds. She was almost 6 months pregnant when you did marry. I wouldn't have if she told me, I claim. She didn't want to stay for many reasons, Grady says. You know that. And you aren't ready to leave. I nod as if he can see me. Why didn't you tell me? Like I said, it was Ivy's secret to tell, Grady returns. I understand why you'd be mad, but understand why she did it. He called that guy Dada, I choke out. Grady chuckles. He's never called Drew that. He only says it when he's looking at pictures of you, he shares. He knows who I am? I ask, choking back the lump in my throat. Yep, Grady confirms. Ivy shows them photos of you every day. Why didn't she tell me when she came back? I gulp. Well, Grady muses, from what it sounded like with what happened between the two of you each day, you two were too busy with certain things that didn't really require talking. She wanted to, but I'm sure she was scared as hell to tell you. I let out a heavy breath as I try to process everything. I scratch the back of my head, hoping it'll clear the fuzziness from my brain, as well as rid the water from the rain. You okay, man? Grady inquires. No, I admit. What are you going to do? He asks. What do you mean? I search. Are you going to go back and talk to her? Meet your son? Grady pries. My gaze lifts up and I suddenly realize that I don't know where the hell I am. Fuck, I sigh. What? He asks. I just stormed out of there and walked, I state. I have no fucking clue where I am. I check the time on my phone and realize that it's been at least a half hour since I left Ivy's apartment building. So, what are you going to do? Grady asks.
This is the end of this chapter. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying the story so far. To read the full unabridged version, you can find a link in the description below. To find out about new releases before the general public, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter. You'll find a link also in the description. Also, to be notified when the next chapter is published, make sure you subscribe to my channel.